Hello. Today we're going to be working with the WundaCore Resistance Ring. We're going to get going with a sincere focus on a full body workout. So let's start standing and get going with some plies. We're going to stand in a wide second position stance. Your legs and feet will be turned out. Good. Try to find equal weight on both soles of the feet. We're holding on to the WundaCore in between our palms, fingers and thumbs long. Let's start with the arms raised up about chest height. As you exhale, spiral the inner line of the inner thighs forward, crease at the top of the hips, bend the knees, and allow that arm reach to go upwards. And then inhale to come back up to standing, giving some inbound intention on the WundaCore. We exhale to lower. We're raising the arms up, but we're not trying to pin the arms all the way by the side of our head. The idea here, in addition to what's going on with the lower body, is that we're feeling the shoulder blades melting down the back line of the torso, and that's inviting the arms to raise up. Likewise, as you're standing back up, the arms are lowering back down because your shoulder blades are cascading down. So we get that nice mid-back effort. We're not trying to change the shape of the WundaCore or aggressively mash our hands into it, but we're just trying to find that nice connection to our mid-upper back. Think of the lower body still. As we bend the knees, we want to continue spiraling the inner line of the inner thighs forward, letting the weight be shared on all four corners of both feet. Beautiful. And without looking down, see if you can find that your knees are tracking in line with big toe, second toe. So we're not going to let those knees kind of buckle in or fold in. Good. We have some changes coming up. Let's go ahead and find ourselves in that plie. Hold everything. I'm going to invite us to take our arms into like a diamond shape. The ring, the WundaCore, is just above our head. We're going to just slightly transfer our weight to that left foot, finding this nice line from the right tippy toe to the crown of the head. Go into a plie to transfer the weight now to the right foot. Find a nice long line from the left tippy toe to the crown of the head. And we're going to pick up the pace a little bit as we go into this balance transfer, pressing in on that WundaCore evenly with both hands. And as you pick up the pace, you might notice you're not going as deep into that plie, which is totally cool. This is all about finding that buoyancy and that reverberation that takes you to that nice balance. Layering on, we can stay here, or we can add a little rotation with that upper body. Inhale to rise and twist. Exhale as you visit that plie. Find lots of length through the crown of the head and the tops of the ears. And notice the ring, the WundaCore Resistance Ring, is really kind of in a fixed position. It's more about my waistline doing a lot of that rotation. Just a couple more. If you find your heart rate is increasing, that's okay. It's a little bit of a cardio effort. We're here for 4, for 3, for 2, and we have clock sweeps coming on deck. Okay, so we're going to take the WundaCore. We're going to slip both feet into the WundaCore so that the edges of the WundaCore are just above the ankle bones. Clock sweeps are next, another balance exercise. Let's find ourselves imagining the digits of a clock on the floor all around you. We're going to take our hands for now on the hips. Let's just go ahead and find our weight is on the right foot. And just allow your left foot to kind of spiral forward. You're greeting the rim of the WundaCore actively with the edges of your ankles. And then from there, we're gonna just go ahead and draw a semicircle. Beautiful. Try your best to keep that WundaCore Resistance Ring nice and taut, belt line level. It is a balance challenge. And for a little cardio effort, we can take the arms overhead. Weight is across all four corners of both feet of the standing foot. And if you want to get a little extra spicy, we can add a little more mobility in that hip. The left hip can externally rotate as you greet 12 o'clock. Find parallel as you are skimming over 9 o'clock. And internally rotate that left femur as you go to 6 or 7 o'clock. And we're trying to do less leading with the left foot, more maneuvering with that left femur head inside the dome of the left pelvis. You can add some arms as well. This is a little tricky. This is about finding what we call that cross diagonal sling core activation. Very nice. Shoulders are level. Shoulder blades are melting down the back line of the torso. We have 3, 2, and we have 1. All right, beautiful. Well, let's take the WundaCore. We're gonna place it between our inner thighs, about right between halfway where the knees and the hips are. We're looking to not mash on that WundaCore. We're just greeting it with the inner line of our inner thighs. So from here, let's go ahead and find ourselves in our best 4-point kneel. Do your best to make sure the WundaCore is not lopsided. Good, we have our hands under our shoulders, knees essentially under our hips, feet are flexed, and the toes are curled under. So again, I can't emphasize enough, we're not ever trying to change the shape of the WundaCore or mash it like we would if we were trying to do a inner thigh experience, okay? We're just greeting it, keeping active connection to it. Find your nice longest neutral spine. On your next exhale, via your low deep abs, we want to float the knees up as high as the ankles, keeping the weight even on the hands and the feet the same. Now you might have found you want to either totally drop that WundaCore or maybe extra mash into it. Just engage it slightly with the inner line of the inner thighs. That's going to draw all of that connection into the low belly and the pelvic floor. On our next exhale, let's keep the knees quiet, level with the ankles. We're rounding the spine into like a Halloween cat as we breathe out, dropping your head. Visual line is towards your toenails. As you inhale, you're gonna lengthen tailbone and crown of the head away from one another. Find that neutral line. Abs are supporting the lower back. Again, exhale. Tailbone and crown of the head are melting to the floor as we round the spine towards the ceiling. And then with length and intention, stretch the tailbone and crown of the head away from one another. Back to that nice neutral alignment. Now do a couple more. Check in you're not collapsing in the shoulder girdle. And another culprit we like to avoid is hyperlocking in those elbow joints. So maybe give me a little breath of air in the creases of your elbows. Check in that weight is still even on the hands and the feet the same. That's gonna help you stay in your low abs as opposed to making this about the upper body. Let's go one more time and regroup. All right, we're gonna bring ourselves down. Excellent. Let's do that clock sweep now on the left side. So let's come on up to standing. We are gonna take a moment, put the WundaCore around the ankles, just above the ankle bone. You wanna find yourself again, finding that outbound press into the WundaCore's side rims, okay? Now, let's imagine once again, we have the digits of the clock on the floor in front of you, to the side of you, behind you. Start off with your hands on your hips, okay? We have a nice sturdy connection to the mat with our left foot. The entire sole of the foot is magnetized to the mat. You wanna watch you're not hyperlocking in that back of the left knee. Keep your visual line up. You're gonna find your right leg is hovering over 12. Let it swivel or skim over 3. Let it go over 6 or 5. Reverse that. If you need a little balance support, you can always tap your big toe on number 12, tap your big toe on number 3, and then on number 5 or 6, okay? So that's an option too. Sometimes the left leg is not as fun as the right leg is. Keep your visual line up high because where the eye line goes, the alignment follows. Something you want to think about again is keep that belt line level. Weight is even on the left toes and left heel the same, okay? You can even incorporate that spiraling of the femur, right? You can explore external rotation when you're at 12, parallel as you're at 3, internal rotation slightly as you're at 5 or 6. Excellent. And we can take the arms up as well. Go into a little airplane. Beautiful. Keep the shoulders dropping away. And be careful when you open the arms outbound that you don't let the rib basket flare forward, okay? Remember to greet the rims of the WundaCore evenly with both outer shins or outer ankles. We have 2 more. Collarbones are wide as you close the arms. Here's our last one. and regroup. All right, well, let's finish with a stretch. So we're gonna take the feet out. Let's go into a plie one more time, but this time in first. So we have our heels together, toes apart. We're gonna take the arms up, holding the WundaCore between our hands. Let's go ahead and bow forward as we bend the knees. Check your knees are in line with big toe, second toe. You have a long neutral line through that spine. And then you're gonna extend the arms long as you rise up nice and tall. So we're lengthening again, tailbone and crown the head away from one another, pressing inbound on that WundaCore, keeping the shoulder blades plugged down the back line of the torso, keeping the upper arm bone, which we call the humerus, quite still in space. Weight is across all four corners of both feet. Let's do that one more time. Rising up nice and tall. Take this WundaCore now. One indentation goes against what we call the occipital groove. So I'm going to show you that in the back. You want to feel like you're drawing or zipping up slightly that WundaCore up to the base of your skull. And then from there, with that same active drawing up sensation or zipping up sensation, let yourself lift up through the sternum, abs are pulled in. Inhale, exhale, come back to vertical, maybe even more, sliding that WundaCore up slightly, okay? Nothing to really think about other than finding lots of length and stretch through the back line of your spine. Let's go one more time. Inhale. Exhale to come back to vertical, standing nice and tall. And thank you. You guys were great. I hope you enjoyed this workout. It was my pleasure working out with you. Thank you again.